busy schedules. Wish we had more time to spare. Want you around me like air. Can get my feelings involved, and then you not be. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's Sam YouTube? It's your girl, the goddess, and I'm back. Ooh, with another one. Go yeah. Girl. Alright, y'all, so today's video is going to be about my paranormal experiences. Yes, I have had paranormal experiences, okay? And these experiences is what like really solidified or really made it clear to me that this shit is not a joke, that spirituality is not a joke, that spirituality is actually some real shit. Okay, so like I've explained to y'all in a previous video that all that religion is based in spirituality, ancient Kemetic spirituality, as well as all other ancient cultures. Okay, all indigenous, all ancient cultures practice spirituality before religion was created. Religion was created by the Europeans, okay? That is documented history, all right? Y'all need to learn history, all right? Anyways, but before we get into the video, I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You hear me? And you are more than welcome to think that anything that I'm saying, that I speak about or I talk about on this channel is a bunch of tomfoolery. You are more than welcome to believe that this is a bunch of baloney. You are more than welcome to think that I am a lunatic for talking about this stuff. You are more than welcome to think that this is all in my head and that I need psychiatric help. That's okay. That is okay. That is okay, and I'm letting you know that it's okay. Okay, this is my experience, not yours. So I make these videos just in case anybody else has these experiences or have had these experiences, to let them know that they are not alone and that they're not crazy. Or if you think that I'm crazy, that I'm crazy too. You know what I'm saying? That is, you are more than welcome to have your opinion. I am all for, this channel is about freedom of thought, free thinking, freedom to believe, freedom to think whatever you want to think without judgment, okay? If you feel like the boogeyman and Sasquatch and you know all of that is real, you're welcomed here, okay? Some people don't think God is real. Some people think God is a bunch of tomfoolery, as well as the devil. Some people don't believe in nothing. Those people think that people that don't believe in nothing think that y'all are. People that believe in religion is a bunch of tomfoolery or lunatics. I watched this man say that Christians are absolutely insane because they believe that serpents and snakes can talk, and you know, a man resurrected from the dead, and he walked on water and all of that. He says that that's a bunch of tomfoolery. He believes that. So that person is welcome here too. It is whatever you feel like. I am all for freedom of thought. It is whatever you feel, whatever you think is valid in your world. Okay, that's what this channel is about. All right, so let's get into the video. All right, y'all, so the very first paranormal experience that I had was, so in previous videos I told y'all that I was guided to a tarot reader, but she was not just a tarot reader, she was a spiritual healer. I mean, she can cast demons away. she, you know, she knew how to do all of that. She could heal, you know, just everything. Like, she was the one that introduced me to the sound bowls and the sound healing and stuff like that. Well, I was guided to the other frequencies on my own, by my own spirit and my own ancestors. But she was the one that did the singing bowls on me. That's how I found out about that. But anyways, that's besides the point. So when I pulled up to go, I felt like this intense vibration, like around me, almost like it was like almost like I wanted to, like it wanted to, like this energy that was shaking and vibrating around me wanted me to be scared, wanted me to, you know, shiver. But I was controlling it. I was like, why am I feeling this? And I would be like fidgety and like uncomfortable, because I'm like, why am I feeling such an intense, like, why am I feeling this intense vibrating? And I literally felt like a vibration, literally, right? So that was the first thing. Like, it was like, dang, like, why do I feel that? And, you know, I controlled it. And then, like, while she was doing my reading, right, she was like, your energy, she's like, that energy is strong, it's strong, it's strong. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, that's what so she feel that shit too. I'm like, so she feel that vibrating shit too. And so right after she said that, a book, I kid you not, we wasn't even touching that table. We was at a whole nother table, but it was like right there, but we wasn't even touching it, right? And a book that was sitting on the shelf, knocked over. And I said, how the hell that book just knocked over like that? And she was like, your energy's strong, like whatever that energy is strong, it's strong. And she kept saying it, and I was like, yeah, because I know I feel it. Like, I feel something like just vibrating around me, like, and I'm like, and the whole time I'm thinking, what is that? And it started as soon as I pulled up to the lady's house. As soon as I pulled up to the lady's house, and when that damn book fell over, I was like, bitch, ain't nobody even touched that book. Ain't nobody even touched that table. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just literally just sitting there. And she said, and then after it fell over, she kept saying she was saying your energy was strong before it fell over. And then right after she said that mug just drooped. That mug, boop, fell. And I was like, oh my God. That was weird to me. Like, that was weird to me, okay? So then after that, maybe like a couple of weeks, a week or two after that, she told me, she said, go get an egg and get a brown paper bag, put the egg in the brown paper bag, and then sleep with it, put it under your pillow and sleep with it overnight, and then come to me at such and such o'clock the next day, right? So I was like, all right, cool. So then I do that. I do exactly what she said. I'm talking about she was stupid specific. Like, it had to be a brown paper bag. You had to put it under your pillow. Like, I did everything she said. Pulled back up to the house. Didn't feel that vibration again. Didn't feel that vibration no more. So I'm like, dang. So what was that about? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I knew something. It was something. Because I'm like, what was that about? Like, why did I feel that the first time? And this time, I don't even feel it. So, boom. I go to, I pull up. And this is what she said. She told me, in meditation, Spirit told me, and which is spiritual people's way of saying God. Or she might have been been able to channel an ancestor or somebody, or one of my ancestors, who is telling her this is how, this is what you got to do to help her or whatnot. So But most of the time when they say that, mean they talking about God, or their, and some people may say higher self. So anyways, she said, if I'm a rub this egg. She started rubbing this egg on around me, and she said, if I'm a crack after doing this, I'm gonna crack this egg open, and if something shows up inside the egg, then that means that there's hope for to be able to break this curse of what's going on with you. But if there's nothing in the egg, then this is just your fate. This is just how God wants your life to be. You know what I'm saying? This is what God wants. And usually, she said, if it's what God wants, it's usually because of some things you still have to learn. Some things that some lessons that you still need to learn, and things like that, right? So basically, if there's nothing there, then this is your life. If it is something there, then it's not your life, and you need to get rid. And it's like, we can get rid of it. We gotta get rid of it. So she rubbed the egg on me. She was saying prayers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't quite understand, get all the words she was saying, but I could catch a few things, and it was prayers. Like, she was praying over me with this egg, right? Just doing all that, right? And then once she cracked that egg open, I kid you not, it was a big old black, look to me at the time like this black or dark cloud of something inside that egg. And you can't just buy a single egg. I bought a whole thing of eggs. None of them eggs had that in it. I cracked them eggs open. See, this is how I know I ain't tripping. I cracked all them eggs open after, because I'm like, was that just a bad egg? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause this is new to me. I'm like, I don't really know what none of this is, what's going on. Have no idea. I just been guided here. Something just was pulling me here, like, and I kept doing it and kept going. So yeah, and none of them eggs had nothing. And then all them other every other egg in the carton was good, ain't had nothing in it. So I'm like, damn, this shit real. This shit real. So then I came across a YouTube. So after that, well, let me finish telling that story. Let me finish saying what happened. So when when she did that, she was like, okay, that means, so this means that it's a curse, and it really is a curse, and we gotta get rid of it. So go home. She sprayed me with some spray that's she said to break up, this is what she told me, to break up some of the negative energy, to break it up, to loosen it up. Because remember, I told you I felt bloated. And then as soon as I started doing all the healing stuff on myself, that's what it felt like. Shit was breaking up, shit was dissolving, shit was like coming, like peeling off of me, like that kind of feeling. So boom, yeah. So she was like, break up some of that. So she sprayed it on me, and she sprayed me some protection spray on me, like to protect me from anything else. So then, that's when we started doing the shit. Doing like all the rituals, and she been doing like a lot. She had doing a lot of stuff. Like she worked at a church that's like that, like that type of church, a spiritual church, not a regular religious church. And it was a bunch of, like, there was a high priest, and then a whole bunch of spiritual healers and spiritual workers that worked for people, and they got things, and they help heal people at the little church, at the church or whatever. So she was like, all right, I'm working on stuff at the church for you. And that's where they, get the angels, and they get the you know what I'm saying, the orishas and people and spirits, you know, to fight off demons and stuff like that. Like that's the kind of stuff she was telling me. So I'm like, oh wow, this is some real shit here. This is some real shit. And everything that we did to help to lift whatever it is, to break whatever it is, and unbind whatever it was to me, worked. You know, I got better and better and better. But like I told y'all, people, like, they kept on, like, even after breaking it and stuff like that, people still kept on child, I don't want to talk about that lady, but kept on throwing this shit at me. So like I said, eventually I was guided to, you know, listening to the frequencies, and I would listen to that shit every day, sometimes all day long. I had my singing bowls, I had all that stuff, so I was able to, like, really detach that shit that way. But anyways, so she helped me get, like, the bulk, the bulk of it, you know, with doing those things that we did. So that was crazy. That was the first experience I had that was like wow to me. I was like, wow, what is going on with my life? Like, I was so like I was like, wow, okay, so this shit is real. Like, this is some real shit. Anyways, so that was the first one. So number 2, the second one was like, before I go to the second one, I had came across like a YouTube video on witch doctors, brujas is what they was calling them in Mexico, a bruja, and they was talking about egg cleansings, and I was like, that's not a freaking coincidence. How did I come across this video out of all these videos on YouTube, and I come across the brujas doing egg cleansing? So I'm like, they said it's a sacred practice that's been practiced in since ancient times, indigenous ancient times, with the Aztecs and the Olmecs and the who else was in Mexico? Aztecs, Olmecs, the Mayans, all of them practice these practices. This is indigenous ancient spiritual practices. Anyways, yeah, and they still do it. They still practice that stuff today. But because they were colonized by Spaniards, you know, like I told y'all in previous video, in what's that video I made, why I left religion. So that was one of the videos I was talking about, when they were colonized, where they talked about how the Spaniards came and tried to convert them to Christianity, and they used Christianity to, like, take over their land and try to enslave them and things like that. So it's documented history that black people were not Christian, and they had to be converted to Christianity. That they had to be converted to Christianity, and they did it during slavery. Here in America, they did it during slavery. You know what I'm saying? There's even a book, like I said, called How to Make a Negro Christian. I'm gonna buy it. I haven't been able to purchase it yet, but I'm gonna purchase it, and I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna talk about it on this channel. And yeah, so yeah, that's what they were saying. They were saying, like, you know, they tried to convert us to Christianity, try to control us with Catholicism and Christianity and things like that. So anyways, next one, the second one. The second one is crazy. The second one blew my mind even more. So there is this dude named, I ain't gonna say his name, we're gonna call him Jay. Jay used to come to me to get his dreads twisted. So I would twist his hair every time, twist his dreads and stuff, and do his hair every time he needed it done. Because I think he worked he lived in Houston, but like his job, whatever his job was, he had to travel. So every time he was in town, he'd get a retwist while he was there. So boom, he was spiritual, and I didn't even notice until this day. So and he said it's been in his family. His family, his grandmother taught him how to, use his spiritual gifts and things like that. So basically, he was telling me that his spiritual gift was to, he can absorb energies. He can absorb them, and then he can release them however he wants to. He said that he could release them through dreams, or he could release them onto, I know this is bad, but he said that he would release them onto like other people. I didn't agree with that. I told him, I was like, Jay, you shouldn't do that. He was like, yeah, I know, but it don't really harm them or anything. He said that they'll just feel like heavy for like a little while, and then it's gonna go back to whoever sent it, whoever called on it to return it back to them, right? So he was like, and then he was able to describe what he felt that was around me. The energies that was around me, he was like, I feel like a what about me energy. Like, but what about me? Like he said it was like the person, he said it felt like the person that would get picked last, and felt left out and felt outcasted and things like that. He was like, but what about me? Like a woe is me energy he felt, right? And I was like, that's exactly an energy that I've been feeling, right? And he said it's not in you, it's not attached to you, it's just around you. And I was like, I know, because I'm protected. It can't get in, it can't attach to me, because I done already protected myself. But hating ass people, hating ass hoes was like trying to like me, but I was protected, and I just returned that shit back to, I was returning that shit back to sender. But they kept, like I said, people kept on throwing it at me, because the hoes really hated me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, people really was jealous of me, and I didn't even doing this shit behind closed doors. You would never think people doing into shit like this until you actually start getting into spirituality. But anyways, and he was like, another one I feel is like a anxious, like always gotta be right, like an anxious, like argumentative, like no, what I feel is how I feel is right. And I was like, that's exactly an energy I was feeling. And he was just like telling me all the energies that he was feeling, and I was feeling those energies. I was like, yes, I feel those energies around me. So he absorbed them. And he was like, I'm absorbing them. I be absorbing energies, and I don't even like be trying to. He was like, I'm absorbing them right now. And I was like, for real? And he was like, yeah, I'm absorbing them right now. And then later on, like I think we needed rubber bands or something. So I was like, take me, let's go to the beauty supply store, like around the corner. We can go and get and while we was there, we was talking, and he was like expressing, and I could feel those energies on him, like the way he was expressing himself and the way that he was talking, that argumentative, I gotta be right shit energies was like all over him. And I was like, damn, Jim, you are feeling, it's like you did absorb them energies. And, oh dang, and I said his name. Oh well, dang, Jay, you really did absorb my energies. I'm like, dang. He was like, yeah, I told you. But you thought I was playing. I was like, I mean, I didn't think it was playing, but it just really, it's really like, it never, stuff like that never ceases to amaze me. Because I'm like, hey, you really are feeling the energies that I was feeling. Like, wow, wow, wow. Okay. But anyways, that was the second one. All right, the third one is, so remember I told y'all on the Do You Believe in Magic video part 2? No, part 1. Where I told y'all I saw a shadow go across my face. But that wasn't the only time I saw that shadow, which is how I knew that I wasn't tripping. Like, besides her calling me, y'all go watch Do You Believe in Magic, the Do You Believe in Magic video part 1, and y'all know what I'm talking about. But that wasn't the only time. I saw shadows a couple of times, and how I know it wasn't nobody's shadow is because I'm by myself. I'm looking around trying to see if somebody was around me, and it's a whole shadow. It's a whole shadow being. And then I started looking up shadow beings. I started seeing stuff about shadow beings. I'm like, see, this is how I know I'm tripping. Like, people try to tell me that was in my head. No, I know what I saw, bitch. I know what I saw. Anyways, I saw it. It was a whole shadow. A whole, it looked like a figure, like a person, but it was a shadow. A shadow. So remember I told y'all about I talked about how this is the 3D reality and what 3D actually means. And 3D is 3 dimensions, length, width, and height. So the width is how we're able to view things, like it has some type of depth or density. You know what I mean? But a 2-dimensional shape or figure only has length and height, which is why it's a shadow, which is why it's not dense, right? I'm talking about you can only see it. You can see it good when it's like if it's like going across a wall or something. But like you could see the shadow without a wall. I've seen it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it looked like a whole person. It looked like a whole person. And that's actually the first one that I actually told y'all about. Wasn't my first one. I'm gonna talk about that one last. But yeah, like it's literally a shadow figure. And I saw it about 2 or 3 times. I saw them. Anyways, so that was number 3. So was that number 2 or number 3? I don't know. The next one. The next one is so what I experienced was, because like I say, these energies, like these spirits, they can manipulate things. They can manipulate how you move your hands, and like I would trip over things without even tripping on nothing. I'm like, what the heck did I just trip on? But there was nothing there. But I could feel my foot getting stuck on something, but it was nothing. I don't know how to explain it. And then like things, sometimes when I would be doing people's hair, like I wouldn't be able to control my hands. Like I was fumbling with the flat iron, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was trying to make me have basically what they try to manipulate you into having bad luck, into losing my jobs and things like that, trying you know, whatever the intentions that people set in the spell or whatever, the curse or whatever that they try to send to you. So I was having a lot of bad luck, or like losing my jobs, because people didn't want people. The whole thing was like a money hex, right? So I was fumbling with my hands, like things that I wasn't able to do then, I could do now with ease. You know what I'm saying? Things that I had trouble in cosmetology school with. Have not done a highlight since cosmetology school, and just did one recently with ease, and I'm like, how the hell am I able to do this? Have not done this since then. Have not done a highlight since cosmetology school, but recently I was able to do that shit in 15 minutes. A whole head in 15 minutes. My whole thing in cosmetology school is that I was not able to pass the time. To move up to the next zone. So I could get more clients. Now I'm doing it with ease, and that's how I know something, like, that was literally something manipulating my energy. So this very last one. Oh no, one more thing, and then things would knock over. Like, I remember I bought this money oil. It's supposed to, you're supposed to rub it on some money, and then whatever money draw, and when you spend the money, you get more back. It's what it was supposed to do, right? And as I got my money out to pay for something, I kid you not, that bottle, there was no wind, there was no fans around. That little bottle fell over and spilled almost the whole bottle. I had a full bottle and spilled almost the whole bottle. You're not finna tell me that was just somebody, that was just wind. We was inside I was inside a smoothie bar, getting me a smoothie. You know what I'm saying? There was no fans, there was no wind. It's liquid. How the hell a bottle fall over that easily? That was that goddamn demon knocking that shit over. That low vibrating, that shadow ass entity knocking my shit over. But anyways, that was one. Like, literally, that was like the intention. Then like the money draw oil, and then knocked over the money draw oil. Like, that was so intentional. That was confirmation for me. But anyways, and then the last one was something that I experienced way a long time ago in 7th grade. We went on a trip to Washington, D.C. and we had digital cameras taking pictures of, all the stuff that we were seeing, right? And then one girl was like taking a picture of the hotel, and she was like, "Oh, there's a ghost in here. There's a ghost in here." And I said, "For real?" And she turned the camera to me, and I seen it. It looked like a light figure, like you could see the person. It was a figure, but it looked hollow. Like you could stick your hand through it. Like it looked like a hologram. But looking at it, it looks. But like looking at it with your own eyes, there's nothing there. There was nothing there. She was taking a picture of the lobby. That shit was crazy. That was my first time ever seeing that. And I had my own digital camera. I took pictures myself, and there was one in my camera too. And I was like, "Oh shoot, look, I got one too." Like, we were showing each other, and a whole bunch of us had it in our digital cameras when we took pictures. So that was another. It would look like a light figure. We were showing each other like, "Oh, there's ghosts in here." And you know what they looked like? You know what kind of outfits they had on? Like the same. This was Washington D.C., so they had on like the same outfits like when George Washington and them times, with them wigs, with them white wigs, and them, you know what I'm saying, them little outfits they was wearing. That's exactly how they look. So whoever them ghosts was been there since then. Like, been stuck here since then. But anyways, those are my paranormal experiences, and I hope this was entertaining. Again, you can think that all of this was a bunch of tomfoolery if you would like. You could think that it was all in my head if you would like. You are more than welcome to believe that. Let me hurry up and get off this camera so I can go exercise and go run before it gets dark. And y'all have a good one.